You are now tuned in to the motherfucking Ambition Hour podcast on Worth the Wait Radio. You ready? Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves. And this is episode 105.
Made a little siren.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, kings and queens, to yet again another episode of the Ambition Hour podcast. I am joined today by Hav and Spitz in the building.
Dubs
Guys,
up,
clap
dubs
it
up.
up for Hav and Spitz in the building.
Yeah, we here.
Shoot.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate that.
Be back.
It is good to have you back.
Restore the balance of the force here.
For real.
The woman takeover was too much.
Full
We needed
circle.
some,
It
we
came
needed
back
some
full circle.
testosterone. We needed some testosterone in today's
Pause.
episode.
Hey, but those last two episodes was amazing.
Facts,
so.
yeah, go check those.
Thank
if you did not
you.
hear them, go check back.
Big
Fix your
facts.
credit score, you hope.
Shout out to Mighty
Big facts.
Sunshine for having been part of the past two episodes. I appreciate that. We're definitely going to be bringing her back. She got some good response
Good
from her.
feedback, good
Good feedback.
feedback.
Motherfuckers
Having
is
her
fucking with my
back
dog,
on.
so it's all good.
My dog a little busy though, you know. She got things to do. You can't expect her every week.
Yeah, you gotta book her now. You gotta book her now.
Book her now. But
Ever since
She getting
episode
requests.
100,
check the bio.
ever
Facts.
since episode 100, I can't get a hold of her. She was just like, "Oh, you want me to do?" I couldn't get her for 102. I had to get her for 103 and 104. She was like, "No, I can't." I'm joking, because she's definitely gonna listen to this episode. I'm definitely joking. Madi,
Shout out
love
to
you.
I'm a stairmaster
shout
killing
out,
it.
shout out.
Keep going.
Yeah, you get it, girl. Okay, so before we get started, I just wanted to say shout out to everybody. If you're listening to us, I appreciate you wherever it is that you're listening to us. If you are watching us, hey, I am waving, and you see that we look good. If you are listening to us on Spotify, wherever it is that you're listening to us, make sure that you just hit the subscribe button. That way you get notified each and every single time that we drop a new episode. This is Saturday, so that means it's WTW Saturday.
Dubs up.
And this is where we drop a new episode of the Ambition Hour podcast every single week. If you are part of the Dub fam, that means you're already subscribed. So gang. If you want to be a part of it, all you got to do is subscribe wherever it is that you watch us, listen to us, smoke signal us, wherever the fuck it is.
We know y'all smoking, so put them signals in the
wherever
air.
it is that you catching these vibes, make sure that you hit the
Facts.
subscribe button. And if you want all things WTW, all you got to do is head on over to our website, which is WTWrecords.com.
And shout out to the people that smoke while they listen to the podcast, man.
It's the vibe.
Y'all the real ones.
Roll one now. Now's your chance to roll up as we get into further into the episodes.
Yes.
And shit.
I wanted to go ahead and start out with why we are grateful for this week before we get started on, the vibes.
You know the
So,
vibes.
I would like for you to go first. Actually, I think
I would prefer Spitz goes first.
Spitz,
you feel me?
you go first.
Because we always go to
Always
me.
be
not
going
even
to
that.
it.
It's not even
I be
that.
alley-ooping you,
I be
dog.
wanting
I'm
to.
just
And
saying.
I was like, I'm gonna do it first because these motherfuckers always take what I'm gonna say. But
Even better.
Spitz can go first. I'll go second, and Hav can go last. We could do that.
All right, let's do
Go
it.
Spitz.
That works. Well, I would like to say I'm grateful to be back on the episode.
Hey, I see what you did there.
Yeah, no.
It's good to have you back.
Yo, truth be told,
Behind the lights.
truth be told, it's an honor being on this show and looking at the past two episodes and seeing myself not on there. Not hating or nothing like that. I was
But
just
we
like
was hating.
enjoying those episodes, but just seeing like, dang, yo, I'll be doing that shit right
Yeah.
there. The same shit she's doing right there, like the banters and like coming up with creative topics within the conversation and stuff like it's pretty dope. So I'm grateful that I'm back. And I know you're gonna kick me out again, Madi. So it's cool.
But it's dope. It's like
We could probably add her and
No, but
have the four of us.
Facts.
But it's like a dope show, like sometimes there's a good character, but then they're not in that episode. Like that's kind of how you feel, and then you watch the episode, you're like,
shit.
damn,
Yo,
You
he
never
is
mind.
so-
He's so right.
Yeah.
He's
this
so
was
right.
good, and it's like, damn, why didn't they have, Glenn in it? Shout out to my Walking Dead fans or, whatever show,
Facts,
you
facts.
watch or whatever like that. And it's like, yeah, you just don't end up on the show, but it ends up being a great episode, so it's cool. Go ahead, Claudia.
I'm grateful to have you part of one of my co-hosts. So
Oh.
that's not what I'm grateful for this week, but
Hey,
I'm just saying.
There's a long list of co-hosts.
I'm just saying, you know
Damn.
that. Thank you for being a part of that.
Thanks.
Because it's only really you three at this point.
She has another group chat. We just replied first.
For real, I was just like, damn it, I couldn't get this group to go.
So like you losers,
I'm
the
gonna have
only
to
ones
get
that
Spitz and
replied.
Hob this week. I'm actually grateful for my sister Stephanie.
Hey, happy birthday to Steph, too.
Yeah,
Happy
it was
birthday
her
to
week.
Steph.
It was her birthday this past weekend.
She's dope. Dope as shit.
Dope, Steph.
We went to go celebrate her birthday at Disney, and
That should be your Instagram name, I just thought.
what?
Dope, Steph.
Dope stuff. And I'm just grateful for her because I've known her since I was like 15 years old, and even though I know other people for as long, I just
Yeah.
I just she's just like, man, she don't ever fold on me. Like,
and you're about to be alive longer years knowing her than without knowing her.
that's very true.
Yeah, you're about to come to that mark. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And like that's what it
I was gonna say y'all swapped out at 15. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
15s right there. Crazy.
Yeah, So
So yeah, I'm just grateful for her. I'm grateful for the instant connection that I got with her when I first met her,
Yeah.
which has taken us this long, has taken us this far actually.
who would have thought it took it this far?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's right.
she was the
Thanks.
person that I went to my first Jay-Z concert with, and
The love,
Yeah.
the love. For, I can see that
so
connection
she was
right
the first
there.
person I went to a
That's dope.
Jay-Z concert with, which was with Mary J. Blige as well, which was another artist that her and I are very obsessed with. And just like spending this weekend with her, it was also our first time going to Disney together, even though we've been best friends for such a long time. It was the
Facts.
first time that we had gone to Disney together. That wasn't grad night. And just seeing her and her enjoying herself and like being on rides with her and like just living like a kid with her, it was like, wow, like I am just so grateful to have a person with such a beautiful soul like yourself in my life. So I'm very grateful for you, sister.
Hey.
I'm appreciative, or I guess grateful for. Either way you want to slice or dice it. For the people that keep me accountable, but like not really, but just kind of keep me on track or back to like, all right, yeah, focus on this shit rather like because distractions or you get caught up or sometimes life, you don't feel the greatest, you don't wake up every day feeling like Kobe Bryant or whatever like that, so yeah, so then sometimes like it's just good to like have those people that kind of reconnect you or like kind of call you back because sometimes you feel like, oh, if I just stop doing whatever this and that, ain't no one gonna care, you know what I mean, or like no one gonna hit me, or I could just disappear and like no one really would know, or so I just like the people that hold me accountable, even in music and then also in outside music. If I talk about something with someone, let's say if I'm trying to do less of this, or I'm trying to work out more, go out less, some shit like that, like someone will keep me more accountable, and I just appreciate that shit. So yeah, shout out to those people in my life that do that.
Amen.
Or pull me back to my
I know
passions and
something
shit.
that a lot of us are grateful for is our life, because this past week we unfortunately lost one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Kobe Bryant. I just wanted to say rest in peace to him and to his daughter. I want to say all the names, but I definitely wanted to talk and bring this into light because I know as a woman, just like seeing everything that has been going on and growing up watching Kobe play, like I feel like I've seen him play my whole life, even though he didn't play, but he was just such a big part of like my childhood, the mentality that I would carry, even though I'm not an athlete, but I do work out and I do get injured. And there's times where there's a lot of roadblocks in my mind that I would always go towards to who he was as a person and kind of like put that into my mindset and even like the workouts and all of that stuff. And I mean, when I was playing basketball when we were younger, like that's who I thought I was too. Like I joke around with Hav and say like the reason why I feel the way I feel towards Kobe is in part definitely because of me and like what I learned from him, but also just like I just see what he was and is to my brother. Someone who loves the game of basketball. And I know that's how it is for a lot of my homeboys, that love Kobe and just have that appreciation
Thanks.
for him and that idolize him. And it's just like, as a woman, it's like, I understand, but it's totally different. Like for a dude who plays basketball, who, really saw himself in him and wanted to play for the NBA. Cause a lot of the players I notice now, like that's who they wanted to be.
Yeah,
You
it was
know?
Kobe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would like for one of you guys to talk about it while because I do want to say all of the names of everybody. I wasn't ready. I'm sorry.
I mean, I can remember back like when he retired and we sat and smoked like a joint, like, and we was just like, yo.
I'm not watching any more basketball. I'm checking out too. I'm checking out.
I swear, like,
I check it out, and I really did though.
Like we dead was having a dead conversation, feeling like why should we watch basketball anymore now? Like Kobe Bryant, like our favorite player, like
all time.
Like he idolizes his shot, me as well. Like his game, like I grew up like emulating his game on the court, like.
Turn around, he
like,
used to just practice that. Kobe just made me want to go outside and play basketball. Like when
facts.
I, either watch him, hear him, they do a segment on him on Sports Center or whatever. It's just like, oh fuck it, let me go outside and fucking play basketball.
It was the worst watching him play the Heat, cause like I be there and I'm just like, damn, oh fuck, but it's Kobe. He's, like
especially when Wade started turning into Wade, and they used to have like their little battles between them two.
Oh yeah,
it was really special, and I actually really wanted to play. I mean, there's so much I want to say, exactly. He's someone that I embody. He's one of those warriors, someone that you go to mental toughness and just say, man, Kobe could do it. Like if Kobe did it, I could do it. In a sense, right? Like, he probably felt worse than you feel at that certain moment, being an athlete or, you're not an
professional athlete.
Exactly. But if you're even not a professional athlete, you still get these battle wounds and these, even if you're weight training, you're, running, jogging, doing workouts, CrossFit, whatever, you have it. You still get bumps and bruises. You get new to the trade. You even have to heal. You got to deal with getting sore.
Yeah.
Right.
and pushing through that pain and just push through it. And also the strive to always win, and no matter how it looked, there's still the chance for you to win no matter what. And I really started falling in love with Kobe Bryant after he retired, because way more, because then he went to this riding bag, and it was really cool that he was doing that, and it was even as admirable. Excuse me. And also like, oh wow, he got an Oscar. So then even on top of that, this is like, this is like Kobe got an Oscar. Like,
for me personally,
not everybody does that.
That right there made me like, what he did after he retired made me more proud, because like he showed the people that always hated on him how much of a good person he was.
Right.
So it's basically like you see all the good shit he doing. And then all of that, like, oh, he's not a pass, he's an idiot, like, or the allegations or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like, which,
how dare
like,
you, Spitz?
I was arguing with somebody online earlier, and I got so
that's
mad.
Spitz's favorite pastime.
Like, I'm really like trying not to get there. I'm trying not to get there, like. And I'm sad that they got me there earlier today.
They're pushing your buttons, but it's not,
because that one was no. So, but you just think about all of those things, and you say to yourself, like, man, like this guy, in the collective whole, he did a lot of good things outside of the basketball or the basketball world, and for people to sit up there and like hate him, they can't, because they're like, yo, you always see this guy with his daughter.
Yeah, and he's writing kid books.
Yeah, like you just sit there, he's like, man, it probably ain't that good. Like, yeah, it's
and
you
it's
can't
not
even.
True. It's like, because anything that man did was good.
Facts. Like,
even down to the way that he like fell in love with like his wife.
How he talked,
how he spoke,
how he spoke.
Yo, he learned a lot of languages,
like,
bro.
Yeah.
Like, he was so intelligent, bro.
Yeah, right. He was super intelligent. He was so down to earth. I feel like, to this date, that's
how the hell does he learn?
What says hi to everybody. I feel like
Slovenian. He learned Slovenian just to heckle the guy Luka Doncic. Like, that's fucking amazing. Like, what the hell is like that type of person is a high intellectual that, like,
he's real life Bruce Wayne.
Facts. You can sit up there and see why a lot of people would want the logo to be after him.
Yeah.
And obviously the league is not gonna do that shit.
I think they're gonna wait the season. I think they're just gonna wrap this season up, and maybe they'll do it. Jerry West says he doesn't want to be it anymore.
Yeah.
So maybe if he goes up,
but
really
did you hear the league statement?
No, I didn't hear the leak statement.
They're basically saying it's like, oh,
it's not gonna happen.
they can't do that. They don't. The logo is not behind any individual player.
Se? Oh.
And
Oh,
we're like,
yeah.
really, nigga?
I read that. I
really,
did read
nigga?
that.
So that ain't Jerry West? That's not Jerry West?
I'll be damned. Okay.
I'll be damned that ain't Jerry West.
But who said it was Jerry West?
I feel like that was something that, like, well, who did? I feel like that's something like basketball knowledge almost.
Like,
I don't know if they call him the logo.
If they call him the logo?
They call
him
Jerry
the logo. Yeah. I think that's where I
because it's a picture of Jerry. I mean, it's a picture of Jerry West, just like the logo.
Yeah.
Like it's basically the logo.
Yeah, but you can look at some other basketball player pictures, and it's kind of like
that shit looks
I'm
old
definitely
as fuck.
playing devil's advocate.
I know. Because you're really fucking me right now. I'm like, no, trust. That shit looks old as hell.
Okay, go ahead, Hub, because Hub wants to play something.
Yeah, I want to play something that it goes to Kobe speaks about him rapping and what that really taught him, and I'm just gonna play it.
You was writing raps too. I was. Yeah. That actually helped me a lot. Because it helped me with similes, metaphors, with the creative writing aspect of it and being able to say things in a condensed format. Yeah. How can you say a lot in one bar? Right? Yeah. How can you minimize, the arc of what you're trying to tell? It helped me a lot.
And get somebody to like go through this story with you that you're telling.
Yeah, and like the rhythm of the words.
So that makes more sense because at first I thought it was just like you was like all the rest of the East Coast dudes. They all think they can rap. Philly, like yo, son.
It's a little bit of that too, though.
I always kept it at thou.
Philadelphia is, certainly was, rap game Philadelphia.
So him talking about that, right, and just even mentioning that and the whole rap thing, and being something that I do too, and something I feel like that it also translates other places in my life that maybe some people don't really think about, even with me rapping, just the rhythm of conversation, kind of like what Kobe was talking about, or knowing when to talk, or know when you're rambling, or trying to make a point. Yeah, timing. Probably getting social cues, or even with writing, or using that side of the brain for some creativity, whether it is a catchphrase or a little thing or a mantra.
Definitely.
So yeah, like I don't know, man. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. I love him. I would always remember him. I'm gonna always watch his interviews.
His interviews are the best.
Yeah, they're the best. Yeah.
His interview, like
very insightful.
Like I remember listening to interviews like a while back. And it was just something that I always watch because, I mean, of course, like the mama mentality and growing up with this man that is such a big role model to myself, I would always just listening to his interviews and just like what you could learn. You learn so much from one interview. It didn't matter if it was 10 minutes or an hour. Like you just learned so much from this person. And it wasn't like just about like him. It was about the world. It was about business. It was about being creative. It was about production. It was about being even being a father, like that, being a husband, et cetera, et cetera. Before I wanted to share like something that pretty much, like it means to me a lot when it comes to Kobe. But I wanted to say rest in peace to, Kobe Bryant and Gianna Bryant, John Altobelli, Carrie Altobelli, Alyssa Altobelli, Christina Mauser, Sarah Chester, Peyton Chester, and Ara Zobayan, which were all of the people that were on the helicopter ride that day. Something that I wanted to share was something that I always remember from my childhood is watching Laker games with my dad and my brother, like the finals, staying up hella late, watching, the finals, and especially when they got into that three-peat. Ooh. Homies wasn't sleeping at all.
School.
Because it was like Cali time.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just want to say.
The next day, don't matter. We watching the Lakers game.
Yeah, we watching the Lakers game. So I just want to say thank you to Kobe for that because I'll never forget that from like my childhood, like growing up and just watching that and, being from California and seeing, the Lakers just dominate and seeing him, come into the player that he became. I mean, he was a legend from the moment that he started. Like
the human being that he became.
Because he came straight out of high school.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to share that, and then also I gained a really good like a greater respect from him after I heard his coach, like not his coach, it's like a trainer, his trainer's book, which is called Relentless. So I did want to recommend that. That book is Relentless by Tim S. Grover, and he didn't just train Kobe. He also trained Dwayne Wade and LeBron.
So he Michael Jordan too, or no?
I think he did Michael Jordan and not
LeBron.
Yeah, I would have to listen to the book again.
I think it's Michael Jordan and not LeBron.
But yeah, he's an awesome, like, just an awesome trainer. He has a lot of good stuff. That book is awesome, so you should definitely get it. Did anybody else want to share anything on Kobe?
He was the best.
He was.
Nah, facts. Yeah. He was
Did you guys think that it was possible to cry for somebody that you ain't never met in your entire life?
I was going over that too. I was just like, wow, like how can I feel this and I've never met this guy? Like, yeah, that is kind of crazy.
We're recording on Thursday. Hey, and yesterday, Wednesday, was my last day. Like I didn't cry yesterday, but I had cried like Sunday. Like there was a time where I was bawling at one point.
Yeah, I think we're all going through a grieving process, and it's a fact. Like we welcomed. I think this was said. You know, we welcomed Kobe in our homes at such a young age. You know, look at even kids Spitz's age, my age, and younger, you know, they you know, we read books about Kobe Bryant and his upbringing and what the way how he thought, read articles, you know, etc. You know, watched interviews and just adopted that a little bit or influenced by it a little bit, no matter whoever was your favorite player, you know. Shout out to T-Mac, you know, LeBron, or kids that like LeBron James, Stephen Curry, but they you know, there's still this admiration. There goes that word, admiration for Kobe Bryant.
Facts. I was gonna say, and like how you say, like from what he came from, like meaning like he like how people presented and perceived him. A lot of people didn't like him or whatever. For him to come to this guy that is a regular person like you, so when they first was with the whole, they hate this guy, he's a bad, you know.
And they even came out with that commercial, like, the one that he does, like like he's like the orchestra.
Right. Like about like the hate and stuff like that. Like, Kobe. And then you get to the point where you see him, and you realize like, yo, what makes him the happiest is being a dad, and anybody can connect with that. So people that hated him, which that probably went down to an all-time low, because as you can see, as he retired, more and more people had more good things to say about him, because you could see it's like, yo, this is Kobe Bryant, like, and you start thinking, you're just like, wow, like, dang, like every time you see him, he's with his daughter, like
hashtag girl dad,
and that right there, like, I want to say something else too, like that right there made me realize something, because I thought about this probably like last year sometime or whatever, like I dead ass was looking at him, and I was saying to myself like, yo, like is Kobe gonna make me start watching like the WNBA?
Yeah.
Like,
well, we were talking about, I think we had a conversation. We talked about like, well, like, yo, we're gonna, as soon as he gets to the league,
into it. Like, he brought light into women's basketball, women's soccer, women.
Never thought about that. I never, and for me to sit there like and just to be like, damn, like
he thought about it.
Am I gonna like watch the WNBA like that? And that right there shows you how much power he has. Right. And people don't even understand like that is good for, you know, women's basketball as well, because it helps them with revenue and stuff like that. Because if he start, you know, getting people to turn heads, and they're like, yo, Kobe Bryant's starters in the WNBA, like Kobe's there at every game, like the ratings go up and stuff like that. The revenue starts
even if he's
up.
In the stands, people want to watch. Like, he's that type of person.
And he was such a person that, like, yeah, any athlete he had a bunch of respect for, and recognize the hard work that they either put in or what it takes to reach that pinnacle and that craft, you know, no matter what sport it was, or, you know, gender it was. He always, you know, to WNBA players, to girl soccer players, that he
took a fire route. That was a fire route.
Yeah, he would go and really support and like,
for real,
show his daughters
all
like,
women's,
look,
everything.
Like, look, this could be you.
Right.
Or like, look at how powerful a woman is.
and how he never knocked anybody. You know, with LeBron coming in, with Dwayne Wade, with younger guys coming in.
He was just competitive.
He was just always super competitive.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
it.
It wasn't competitive, but he wasn't trying to
it
close
grew
the door
to the point where people realized they're like, yo, my hate for him was wrong this whole time, because they're like, yo, Mamba mentality. We all should have that mentality.
Yep.
Like, this guy isn't a jerk or nothing like that. Like, he just wants to win, and he has fucking 5 rings to show it. Like, so you got to think about that.
I wonder if he. I just. Oh man, I just wonder if he. They wouldn't have won that one with Malone and Peyton, and then the Dwight Howard and Steve Nash thing kind of worked out in beautiful poetry.
Fuck Dwight Howard.
But
he's fucking like trying to like
but
be Mr. Like, oh, Kobe said Kobe called me soft. Like, you think like, yo,
to this day you saw
to this day yo, God forbid they win, right? And then he has a speech and he's going to say something like, oh, I did this for you, Kobe. Kobe going to roll over in his grave and be like, you're soft.
You're not a Laker.
You're not a Laker.
That's something that I loved about him.
You're still soft.
That's something that I loved about him, because that is how you're supposed to be. Like,
Facts.
because you're supposed to be real cool. Like, well, we cool, but we ain't that cool now. Right. Like, don't get it twisted. Facts. Like, at the end of the day, like, this is a job that we're doing. This is basketball. This is for fun. But I'ma beat your ass. And I might score 81 right? on your dumb ass. Like, keep fucking with me.
81. He was the last person, pretty much in this like
modern era. I guess.
Yeah, that scored anywhere close to what Wilt Chamberlain.
I was watching his fight.
70 though.
I was watching it.
Well, Devin Booker's fire.
As of late, this past week, people were dropping more than 30 points. Like, it's been insane. The NBA has been crazy. And, I mean, of course, because a lot of these...
I feel bad for the scrubs.
A lot of...
They're getting this work.
They ain't getting nothing. Because someone said
we playing that work.
Someone said that before Kobe died, he gave the whole league 250,000 VCs.
That's that virtual cash.
Currency, virtual cash, from like 2K and shit. Well, other games have.
I had to figure that shit out. I was like, yo, I'm tired of these people saying this VC shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is VC, man? Vince Carter.
I feel cooler because I knew.
Right, so I was like, yo, how you gonna say that? I just found this shit out like 2 weeks ago.
I also think that like
Facts.
I mean, everybody's been saying this. My bad. Everybody's been saying this too.
Vince Carter. Sorry.
Insanity, baby. VC.
I was like, Vince Carter. Those aren't.
Wait, first of all,
why are they saying Vince Carter?
Before Hop says this, before I went to my first,
ain't even all that.
First of all, I went to my first Heat game last year, and when I tell you, I was shook. I was shook that Vince Carter was still playing.
In the league.
I texted Hob like as soon as I seen him, and then like my sister, she likes basketball, but she doesn't know players' names and stuff like that like I do. So I'm like, that's fucking Vince Carter. The dude hasn't retired yet. And she's like, but who is that? I'm like, oh my God.
That's a future Hall of Famer, bro.
That's definitely a future Hall of Famer, but my dog got to give it up. Go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Man, he can't give it up.
He played very well.
He won up Kobe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he finally won up Kobe in something.
But he definitely played a really good game that night. So I was happy that I was able to watch him play. Because I don't know if I'm gonna watch him play again, and then I got to see Wade play.
Because he was what, 99?
Vince Carter and him were on the same AAU team.
No. But what year did he get
drafted? Yeah, I think he got drafted. Yeah, 2 years probably.
Like 99.
Because Kobe got 96. Because Kobe got in the league.
Yeah 96
with Iverson, Ray Allen, Steve Nash. What a class! That's probably the best draft class ever.
Gosh, wow. Forget about it.
Yeah, so I think it was 2 years then because Vince went to North Carolina. Then Kobe went to the league. He was one of the first people to do. Well, yeah, one of the first people to do that. Well, like I say, it also just shows us, life is short. We have to take and live our 24. Hints to that. It's so crazy too. Like with that summer that he changed his number before. I always used to wear like number 9. 9 used to be my number. My birthday is in September, but also 24 is in September too. And like creating your player and shit like that. I don't know. I just wanted a double-digit number, and I was like, why not 24? That shit looks hard. And then like I remember I put it on my shoe, and then like the next week, my boy Edwin easy. He was just like, yo, Kobe Bryant just announced that he's changing his number to 24. And I was just like, oh, what the hell? I was just like, damn. And that's when like I felt connected to Kobe Bryant, low key. You know what I mean? Like, damn, we like thought of like,
Facts,
you know what I mean?
facts.
Because like, and I was 9 and he was 8. You know, so it's like, and who would have think that we would change our numbers and be the same?
It's crazy because I remember like growing up, because like now a lot of things are coming up of like when he was like on Moesha, even when he was like in a Destiny's Child video.
I was seeing it the other day.
And like different things, and I'm like, I remember seeing that, like I remember living that, like
Right.
it's so crazy
In
how
actual
time flies.
time,
Yeah, in
yeah,
actual
actual
time.
time.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, no wonder I feel so connected to him, because like he's so much a part of me growing up, because he was everywhere.
He dated Brandy. Like, what the hell?
He dated
like,
Brandy for 3
yeah,
years.
y'all better tighten up, man. Like,
Damn, but he upgraded with Vanessa though. I ain't gonna hold nobody.
yeah, for real. So y'all need to stop playing. Be honest with you. Yeah, like,
Shout out, she's a Latina.
Yeah,
And condolences.
and
to her.
condolences but no, but
Facts.
shout
To her
out
and
like shout out
everybody else.
big up to them. I'm excited to see what else they do. I love what she said. You know, they're gonna shine the way, and that's what I believe. You know, they're gonna shine away and make us realize that we do got to put this hard work in. You know, it's not gonna we are, and like how Kobe said, I think he said this in one of his things, like we're in control of our dreams. The only ones that could stop our dreams is us. So it's worth the wait. It's fucking Spitz coming out with new music, me coming out with new music, us in One Way doing new music. Layback Sosa got so many mixtapes on deck. It's damn near shameful.
Kobe gonna inspire me to drop some music.
Yeah,
finally,
CA's
she
in the
finna
booth. He's
fucking
working on music. Yeah.
light the industry on fire with a bar.
Well, no, I was playing the beat and I heard Clyde kind of.
Yeah, don't.
I thought she was about to give me 4 bars. I was just like, oh, I was like, damn, okay. I was trying to listen to her pocket too, like, oh, she coming in on the 3. Oh no, this some new level shit. But yeah, man.
Stupid.
I think that's,
I just got shy.
you know, let's just keep on rolling, man. Let the good times go, and hug everybody that you love. Tell your friends you love them. Anybody, yeah, and tell anybody that you know that you love them, and that you respect what they do. 'Cause you know, you never know.
Godspeed.
Amen. I want to add and close with what Hav says, pretty much the whole part of like, life is short. You know, he passed away at 41, and just thinking about that is kind of like that's very young.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, it's kind of like,
We're all shook.
and something that I want to I guess acknowledge is that he was 41, but look at all that he accomplished in the time. Even though he was young, he accomplished a lot of things. He accomplished what most wish they can accomplish, or that takes a lifetime to accomplish, and he accomplished it in 41 years. And so with that, I feel like whatever time it is that we have right now, we have to make sure that we take advantage of it and use it to our best ability. For all the creatives out there who are striving to become a better, version of themselves, and want to put out music and want to, the only way to get better at something is doing it over and over again, and practicing, and watching the tapes back, or listening to the songs back, or if you're if you draw, like practicing the drawing. If you're a doctor, practicing whatever, just like with the more repetition that you're doing it, the better that you become as a person, the better that you become at your craft, and the more the price goes up.
Exactly.
And then that's also what you want, because once you start getting the income from what it is that you like, and that you're actually good at it,
You got that value.
you have a lot more value when you come to the table. So people aren't going to be bringing trash to you when they come to the table with you. They're going to be bringing that elite shit. So rest in peace to everybody who passed away on that helicopter. It was very unfortunate. Condolences to everybody who was affected by it. I know there's a lot of fans out there that just really feel connected to this, and it's okay, because I know it's weird, because it's like I never knew him, but just know that he was a part of your life. He was the part of your life at the end of the day. He was part of your life, whether you listened to him, whether you watched his games, whatever it was, he was a part of your life. There's no way around it. I was at Disney, and I heard a man in a completely different language tell his son that Kobe passed away. And when I saw that, it was like, wow, this man said it in a whole different language, and his kid was like 10 years old. and his kid knew who it was affected by it.
Wow.
And that
10
just
years old, people.
and
10
that just
years
showed
old.
that just showed me. So the kid was like he was
born in 2012 in 2010.
He was
when Kobe was winning fucking championships.
He was distraught, that child. He was like, what? And so
just a transition. I don't mean to cut you off, but I just want to give a big shout out to this thread that I found, which was like Fine Teacher Wednesday, and just God bless America and those fine teachers that are teaching the future of our world. My heart is in a special place for you, especially the ones that look great in business attire.
Can I see that? I love that kind of attire.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Can we?
This is trying to see.
Can we transition?
Y'all stupid as fuck.
Fast.
God bless thee. We are mere mortals.
Count the boys to lighten up the mood.
Got to, man. Fast we playing Phoenix Suns basketball. Let's go.
Fast pace.
So the Grammys was this past weekend.
Hey, yeah. Shout out Billie Eilish. She fucking took it home. So my bad.
No, I definitely wanted to congratulate her because she won a couple, and also her brother won a couple.
Her brother won even more. Right?
He won more than she did. And as a sister who does music with her brother, I was inspired. I was like, a bitch about to get a Grammy. We about to get Grammys in this. I never wanted a Grammy until I saw that. I was just like, oh shit, I want a Grammy now.
How did her brother get?
Because he's like
Claudia better start playing some music.
Yeah, I better get on my producing.
She didn't even let me know those 4 bars. Like she didn't. I'm over here trying to write. I'm trying to hold. I can't even give Claudia the A&R like some writing credit because I'm over here midway at 4 bars into my verse, and Claudia completely lost Claudia, and I'm trying to get some feedback.
He didn't lose. He didn't lose me.
I didn't. And she just lost herself in her own verse. She was like, "Oh, I'm about to kill this."
But yeah, so they pretty much won. Like they won a total of 10 with the both of them together, and it was just super inspiring. Another person that I felt like it was super inspiring that won.
No, didn't he win 7 and she won 6 or like?
No, well, I read that it was 10. I read that
10 together?
it was 4 and 6.
4 and 6.
That he won because he won 2 more than she did.
More.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's my face.
You stupid. I don't think. There it is.
So didn't this broad win one too?
Broad. What
Lizzo.
I think she won 2. Hold on, let's go on her
That's
Instagram.
still a lot too. Shit.
Yeah. 2. Also, Lil Nas X won 2.
Damn, this motherfucker won 2. Damn.
Yeah, he won 2. Tyler the Creator won for best rap
Shout out
album.
to Tyler the Creator for that.
Mm-hmm. Also, what's the name? Nip Roddy Rich won 1.
Yep.
As well as Nip won 2 actually. He also won with John Legend and DJ Khaled.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's that?
This is
That's
from
a teacher.
our former segment. Yeah.
Oh shit.
This is a teacher. You know, Miss Smith teaching.
Lizzo won
grade.
3.
Lizzo took 3 home. That's awesome. You know, congrats to that. I also want to give a big shout out to the Latin girl Rosalia,
who performed.
I always get her name wrong.
And she also won something, didn't she?
I believe she did win something. Especially probably before or after she performed. That was great. Shout out to Alicia Keys too. I thought she did a great job. I love the little switch that they did in the beginning to kind of honor Kobe Bryant and bring boys to men out. And I felt like it kind of felt authentic. You know, and I guess she made the whole Grammys feel authentic. So,
well,
yeah,
it is Alicia Keys. So
yeah, it is Alicia.
Yeah.
And then
She's
shout out to
class.
Rose. He was there. You know, we didn't take one back to the crib, but you know, it's gonna happen sooner or later, Rose. You know, we just gotta keep on doing it.
Nominated, never won a Grammy. I understand they'll never understand me. Sorry.
Yeah, and one thing I want to quote, I think I saw Jay-Z during all this thing, you know, it's from the past though, but Jay-Z was just saying, you know, Tupac is still Tupac, Bob Marley is still Bob Marley, Grammys or no Grammys, you know, you sometimes you don't need that to define your career, but it is something that we do hold to regard, you know, it's something we talked about in a previous episode, and we are going to go for
Man,
gold.
listen,
So.
them shits are like fucking championship rings. Bro, I'm going to be real with you. Dan Marino is like Tupac. Tupac is seen as like, you know, one of the greatest. Dan Marino is seen as like one of the greatest. He ain't got a ring.
He ain't getting no chip,
He
though.
ain't got no ring, dog. He ain't got no ring. So every time you bring that shit up, when they be like, damn Marino, they be like, but how many Super Bowls he got?
He ain't got not
He
now one of
ain't
them.
got damn one of them things.
One of them.
things. Shit. That's
true
Tupac.
though, because if you look at some artists
Yeah.
that haven't won a Grammy, not that it takes away from it, but it's just like, okay, when you come up into the discussion of like, okay, when you put, let's say, two rappers that are always in competition with one another, all right, but how many Grammys do they got?
I would like to compare
Always.
the Grammys a little bit more to the MVP, because I feel like
Like for the All Star or for
the MVP for like the season.
Oh, okay.
You know, the season.
Nah, man, that shit is
Well,
Nah.
Well-
Wait. All right. Then that gets you into a debate, or rather a discussion of which is harder, getting a championship or an MVP.
oh. Wow. Okay, which is harder?
Yeah. Like
I mean,
that's,
I
that's
would
something to think about.
I would say there's 4 of the guys that you're playing with. So,
But with sport though, that's another thing.
well,
though.
I'm
All
thinking-
sports is
I'm thinking
different.
basketball, but let's separate that, because basically
Okay,
what
okay.
I'm saying, because really, I guess my point is that it kind of fucks up. You know what I mean? When you don't get the Grammy, you know, you can't. It kind of hurts when you could negotiate numbers as far as performance. You know, and where you pull up, or what is done, or the type of events that you do. You know, right? You know, so I'm pretty sure if X whoever won a Grammy, and then the person that didn't win a Grammy, the X person that won a Grammy is probably doing some upper classy venues, probably. You know, even if it is still the Chicklin circuit, it's still a nice Chicklin circuit. You know what I mean, for that Grammy award winner. So yeah,
Location is everything. I get what you're saying.
yeah, but I was just saying that with because I feel like
It's like your run up to the
I just feel like that with the MVP, at least in basketball, I'm thinking about like the snub. I'm really thinking about like, damn, like that's when you feel, or when you notice, like when someone gets snubbed, a la Kendrick versus Macklemore. I kind of feel like that's LeBron, Dwayne Wade in 06. You know what I mean? Like, man,
honestly, I feel like Nip got snubbed last year.
and at the end, and then a lot of people were talking about that because it was Cardi B. A lot of people feel like he was snubbed. Pusha T. Some people made the argument for it. So like it's
But something that I don't like. Okay, so there's a few things.
it's a popularity contest.
As far as the Grammys go, yes, that's something that is very important. But there are a lot of flaws in, I would say, leaks, like in the ship when it comes to the Grammys, because of the way that they categorize a couple of the categories and who they put in the categories, and you don't really see diversity in other genres because they stick, honestly, like what Tyler the Creator said, like. Because basically what Tyler the Creator said was that the whole urban part of like, because some of the awards is best urban something and best, and he's just like, basically urban is just, a polite way to say the N-word. Obviously that's
that is a fact.
That is a fact, because when you say when they're saying urban, they're really saying black.
Yeah, there's no way around that, people. You can't.
They're
you
really
just
saying
cannot
black. They're
disguise
saying
that.
like
Right.
no. They're saying that this is black music.
Right.
And it's like no. It's like it's contemporary. It's
It's the PC way to say black.
Yeah, and it's contemporary, and I feel like, or it could just be hip hop, or it could just be rap, or it could just be R&B, or it could just be soul, or it doesn't have to be urban, because what the fuck is urban?
And an urban person is not gonna win. So you're basically saying an urban person is not gonna win like best artist of the year,
Yeah,
best new artist.
in the
You get me what I'm saying?
categories.
Like, yeah, they're not gonna get those. They're not gonna get any one of those Grammys, but they'll get an urban. Yeah, we'll get y'all niggas a nigga Grammy though. We got a nigga Grammy for you. It's urban.
Yeah, exactly. So that was something that he was very big on, and then just someone who loves hip hop and loves R&B and loves soul music, and that music is considered black music. So
Right.
when Hispanics see that I like hip hop, or that I like soul music, or that I like R&B music, they don't say you like that type of music. They say you like black people music. And then it's like, no, like I like hip hop, I like rap. It's not. It's like I get what you're saying because of who's behind these lyrics and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, this is music. Like, what are you even saying right now? So it just goes to show like how much like even these Grammys and like other award shows and magazines and everything, like the like stick it into
Right.
like one category. So of course Tyler the Creator is gonna feel some type of way because he's just like, okay, because out of those albums, a lot of people said that he had the best album out of the list that was there, which is good. But why aren't you putting him against other people where he can possibly also shine as well?
Right.
Like imagine if he would have won against somebody who does pop music. Because his album, he doesn't consider it rap. What would he consider it? Like contemporary, alternative? Like
Right.
it could be one of those things, and it would fly. But because he's black, he's not going to be in those categories. And so that's why I said that there's a couple of leaks and there's a couple things that they need to get better. Now with the whole Nip thing, I felt like they gave him 2 because of last year. They're being politically correct. They're trying to fix. They're trying to fix what they didn't do last year, so that they can do it. So that they can do it this year. Like, oh man, we didn't give him a Grammy last year. First of all, when he hadn't even passed away, people were saying that he deserved it more than Cardi, and so everybody already thought that it was wrong that he didn't win when he didn't win last year. So then for him to come back and drop and then do 2 songs and then get nominated again, and it's just like, oh, everybody was just like, oh yeah, Nip's gonna get it, and it's just like, of course, because they're trying to cover up what they fucked up last year.
It is a popularity contest because if you like, now that I remember when Tyler released Igor, bro, Tracy Ellis Ross was like promoting his shit for him, like. That right there.
Well, because she like really fucks with. Because I
well,
think
yeah,
they're
that's
like friends.
That's true too.
Yeah,
but
living in the
friends.
LA area.
But
yeah.
just think about this though. You know, like that status right there that she's on and that platform that she has, compared to the people that he's had as, you know, fans for the longest, and he basically had them waiting on standby as well as her platform. So that kind of helped him as well. So now he's on a different area, getting into the area where it could be poppy, it could be like alternate rap, or, you know, something like contemporary adult, you know, adult contemporary.
There's some,
you know,
wild
like,
ass
so,
categories in the Grammys.
Yeah, like, so
like when I was looking
it can
at the
fall.
list,
It can
I was
fall
like,
in those categories.
It can fall. That album could have fallen into a lot of different things. Now, if you want to talk about some other artists, like if you talk about the baby's gonna be on fucking in rap, in the rap category,
Urban
or urban or some
nigga Grammy, urban.
Honestly, and then Lizzo, some of the ones that she was winning,
I hate that.
it was like what?
My bad.
It was like, what? Like, she's gonna win opposed to those people? Plant.
Yeah.
Oh, plant ass.
The seeds have grown.
I love everything that she stands for, like as far as women empowerment and, you know, body image and all that stuff. But a plant is a plant. And if you're gonna come on the Grammys and you're gonna take awards that I know don't belong to you, I'm sorry. Like, I don't like that.
That's kind of how everybody felt about when Cardiac got that award.
Definitely.
They was at her neck. I was like, yo, I never seen this many people mad, boy.
It
I think it's
from,
because they don't really like rock with her because of certain things, you know. That's
Definitely.
probably why.
Well, they feel like, oh, that person shouldn't have one. You know, like what?
Right.
Well, then there's also people who believe that Pusha should have won. And there's also people who believe that Nip should have won.
Or even Mac Miller, they were saying, you know.
Shit, Kid Cudi. If you want me to be honest.
Kid Cudi was on
Kid
the-
Cudi was not
Well,
nominated in that.
I'm just saying, up to my album wise.
Okay.
The Kids See Go shit, you saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's just what happens with the Grammys.
feel that.
I mean,
I feel that now what you're saying. Those is bars.
I mean, yeah, that's just what it is. What was crazy was that Kobe died the same day as the Grammys, and that was pretty. It was actually kind of crazy because it was my sister's birthday when he passed away, so that was kind of tough because
it was so hard being on such a high, right? And then like you know, like how she was saying, being in Disney and just like kind of like.
And then like it was crazy.
And then it's kind of this, like someone turned off the TV. You know, and you didn't save your game, and you're just like, oh wait, you know, and then
Wait, that was effects? Or that was you?
That was me.
Effects on crazy right there.
Right, man, we took them on a journey.
real.
This is an
Y'all
adventure
hear this?
podcast.
Y'all
I
hear
don't
this,
just
people?
talk.
Y'all
I
hear
do effects too.
I'm telling you.
And it's just,
Gotcha.
even though it probably didn't happen, but I felt like the park stood still. You know what I mean?
No, my world
Right.
stood still.
You know,
Everything
like,
stood still. I felt everything in slow motion.
and it was just like
I had to order something right after finding out, and I was like, what am I getting again?
I got the text from my boy from Spitz here. You know, like
He texted a group
he
chat.
texted the group chat, and
But I had heard it right before from one of the girls. So
and my bad, Claudia.
no, you're good.
Cause my this is why I don't be on every show.
Interrupting me and shit.
Because my dog Spitz just found out that it wasn't Kanye West on that horse. So when he texted me this, I was dead ass like, yo, bugging. Yo, you're off the deep end, my guy. Stop attacking the algorithm.
Did y'all hear what he just said?
If you guys don't know, there's a clip going around of a dude on a horse at a church, and people were saying that it was Kanye West. And our good friend Spitz believed that it was our favorite rapper, Kanye West, on a fucking horse.
Because I thought it was
in
funny.
the church.
I wasn't making fun of Kanye. I just thought the whole falling on the horse thing was funny. But then, like, when I found out it wasn't him, I laughed at myself even more. It's just even more funny. You say you just found out yesterday.
You just found out yesterday that wasn't Kobe Bryant. So I was like, yo, this is some bullshit. But then he's like, no, man, it's real.
No, what was crazy was that we ended up finding out, and like I find out, I hear it, and then I think I check my phone, and then I look up, and him and we like lock eyes, and when we locked eyes, it was like we knew that it was true.
And
That was the worst. That was the worst.
And what's so crazy is that also was like, thank God that they're, you know, it was a travesty. But I did think about Gigi. I was like, as long as she's not.
Oh yeah, because at that moment we didn't know.
And then after that, I heard that Rick Fox was on it.
I heard that too.
And then
Yo,
it's
the
like,
media is trash.
All right. And then I heard.
TMZ.
And which then gave me a sign of relief, because then when Gigi came, I was like, oh, okay, that's the Rick Fox, you know, like it's not true. Right. And I was also thinking like, no, it's not true. Like they're gonna find him, and he's gonna be alive, you know.
Like if anybody were to survive, if anybody,
have you seen it?
I saw it. Yeah.
If anybody were to survive a helicopter crash, would be him.
Yeah,
when you see it, it's just like, oh.
You know, and then I just wept, because I just knew and felt, you know, I'm not a parent, but I knew, or I would think that I would just, everything's gonna be okay, you know, and put face on, you know, for that time. And you know, you best believe, you know, or you could bet your dollar, you know, you could bet 81 times that probably Kobe Bryant had her in his arms, squeezing tighter than ever.
Bro, that's something that kills me every time I think about it. Every time I think about that, I'm like,
and also
man.
the other families that are there, because there was parents.
Yeah, there was
with
parents
their kids
with their
too,
kid. So imagine, like,
and damn, I'm sorry for the listeners. You know, we went back to this topic, but
it's been tough this week.
Even that, like good God, you know, like. The normality of it, right? Like going on a helicopter ride. You know, for some of us, that's it could almost even be
I've never been on a helicopter.
It would be taboo, or even my mom is very she's a simple woman, so like
she is a scaredy cat.
So yeah, like that. Like why would I do that? To die? You know, like she's the type of person to say some shit like that. But some people are accustomed to, right? You know, I was watching like Steve Nash when he went to go play for LA. His kids were still in Phoenix, but he could still, you know, leave practice at 3, catch a flight to Phoenix, and then be back in LA before the nighttime. You know, like when you have money or you have access to money, you know, or you know, to take a flight or you know, because it's all about convenience and transportation. You know, like would you pay, you know, an extra $2,000 to be, you know, there in 2 minutes rather than, you know, 3 hours? You know, that's exaggerating as far as travel time, but I'm just saying, you know, like, would you really pay that much?
Yeah, if you had that money, definitely.
To get that time back, right? You know, I think that's what we do every day. Like,
time is more valuable than money.
Because we will take the bus, but it takes super long here. You know what I mean? So it's convenient to have the car.
Homies, if you get there and gotta leave the house in 2 hours.
I'm still thinking about getting a little jetpack. Get to the job.
I've been seeing people with scooters and shit. I'll be like, damn.
Oh man,
effects on crazy this episode.
What do you say?
Effects are on crazy this episode. I drove a little motor skateboard today, and those things are pretty cool. They're pretty fun. Yeah, like, and you could even go reverse, you know. So like you don't have
Reverse.
like, you know, like let's say you go like too much to one way, you could just double tap it, then you'll just be going the other way. Or like, oh shit, I forgot some. My headphones dropped.
My headphones drop. That'd be a bitch when your headphones drop. So the All-Star game is coming up in like 2 or 3 weeks or whatnot. It's usually the second weekend or something like that. It's usually around I think it's gonna be Valentine's Day weekend. That's usually when it is. It's like that weekend of President's Day or whatever. And so they're coming out with the new game format for the All-Star game. I was explaining it to the boys, but I actually found the breakdown. And this is basically what it is going to be. Both NBA All-Star game teams will play for Chicago-based community organizations as selected by team captains Giannis and Ted. Y'all know his name? Giannis and LeBron James.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, Antetokounmpo. That's what you're trying to say.
Antetokounmpo.
I thought you was trying to say another name like.
So
Giannis
you don't pronounce the N?
Yeah, it's Giannis. Wait, no, I mean it's Giannis.
Giannis.
No, it's Giannis. It's
Giannis.
not Giannis. It's Giannis. My bad.
Oh,
Giannis
excuse me.
Antetokounmpo.
I'm showing that I don't watch basketball as much as I used to. And LeBron James.
Not since Kobe left.
That's probably true. Well, and then the Warriors. The teams will compete to win each of the first 3 quarters, all of which will start with a score of 0-0 and will be 12 minutes long. At the start of the fourth quarter...
Hold on, each quarter is going to start at 0-0?
Hold on. The teams will compete to win each of the first 3 quarters, all of which will start with a score of 0-0 and will be 12 minutes long. So that is a yes on the 0-0?
I think so.
All of which will start with a score. Yeah. At the start of the fourth quarter, the game clock will be turned off and a final target score will be set. The final target score will be determined by taking the leading team's total cumulative score through 3 quarters and adding 24 points. The 24 representing the late Kobe Bryant's uniform number. Once the final target score is set, the teams will play an untimed fourth quarter, and the first team to reach the final target score will win the NBA All-Star game. For example, if the cumulative score of the first 3 quarters is 100 to 95, the final target score would be set at 124 points. To win the NBA All-Star game, the team with 100 points would need to score 24 points in the fourth quarter before the team with 95 points scores 29 points and vice versa. The community organization selected by the winner of each of the first 3 quarters will receive $100,000, a total of $300,000. So for each one, my dog getting a headache.
Yeah, 'cause
This is kind of crazy, though.
I'm sorry, Claudia, but I was about to pull up a pillow. This is basketball, man. This is way too many rules.
This is a lot.
The fuck?
I just want, I want like the
Shit hit the
listeners.
fan.
I want the listeners to know like what the fuck is going on, so that way when they watch the All-Star game, they know what the fuck is going on.
NBA lost their mind.
You think Kobe turning, man? David Stern turning.
That
Stern
is
turning
a
flips
fact. David Stern, like, I'm gone 1 year.
He's choking on that water. He's choking on that water. He went viral.
This is with this there's a B-list guy that you guys got.
Okay, so pretty much this one is the community organization selected by the winner of each of the first 3 quarters will receive $100,000. So basically, at the end of the 3 quarters, it'll be $300,000 donated to charity for those 3 quarters. The winner of each of the first 3 quarters will be the team with the higher score at the end of the 12-minute quarter. The winning team and the NBA All-Star will earn $200,000 for its designated community organization. The only thing that I see that they're commemorating Kobe is with the 24 points, and I feel like instead of it to a chosen community like place that they could have done, they could have just done it to like the Mamba, camp that they have going on or something. I don't know.
I would have loved it if they just did, okay, the final score is going to be 124. Go.
Whoever gets there, have fun.
Go.
Nah, or they can just do it like, yo,
Clamp up.
get the 24 every quarter.
Yeah, 24 ends the quarter. 24 ends the quarter.
That's a very short game, though.
Yeah, but that's why I said the 124. Or you do. I don't know. I was gonna say 824. That'll be there forever.
You don't know these boys been balling.
True that. And it's supposed to be the best. Let us be clear. But I'm saying like maybe that 124 incentivizes them to like actually play D and D up, because that's what we were saying when we heard a little bit of the beginning of this. Like, why don't, like, to honor Kobe, they should just honestly play. Because he said this in several interviews. The All-Star Game is supposed to be the best pickup game ever. Not all these bunch of alley-oops and these, letting people dunk and letting them do this, letting them do that.
Yeah,
like,
homies say that they the Harlem Globetrotters out there when it's the,
like,
the
no,
all-time
let's go get them.
All-Star.
Let's go win this. I think also what maybe what this needs, or maybe if they were going to change something, I think that 124 would have been good, and then maybe they put that rule that they have in baseball, instead. Oh, but no, I like the seed. Instead of like, the winner of the All-Star game gets home court advantage in the finals. But they're doing the teams, and plus I like the seed thing better. Like, okay, it's the person who had the most most victories.
Nah, but that competitiveness, like what you're saying,
you need that competitiveness.
Y'all got to, man, because like I remember like actually being like, yo, I'm gonna watch the All-Star game because it was competitive.
Bro,
now this shit, what he talking about now with that dumbass alley-oops, and they just be laughing and like little gay buddies out there, bro. Like, I hate that shit, bro. Like, it's trash. Sorry, people. It's trash, bro. Like, I'm like, it's
those All-Star games were even the dunk contest though too. That was even better. And it wasn't so much.
Homies is just jumping over rappers now.
Not even. Or I don't know. There's not even so much of like it being superstars. I don't know, like, because I was even watching the Jason Richardson ones. Those were a sight to see. I felt like the last great moment was probably the Nate the Great one when he jumped over Dwight.
If y'all start being more motherfucking competitive, bro, maybe everything else will be more interesting.
Yeah, exactly, because there's always a clear leader. You're just like, they got it. Except that one year when it was like the guy who lost, I felt like should have won. I forget, that was like 2 years ago or some shit like that.
I believe that with this new thing that they're doing, it can bring the competitiveness, because it's like, okay, at the end of the
losing team.
At the end of the 3 quarters, who wants to have the most points? You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, like, whoever wins, I think if I'm not mistaken from what I was understanding, was that from each quarter they win $100,000.
Yeah, I don't get how it goes to 0. It shouldn't go to 0. They should just keep the score, and then it's like, okay, yeah, because they're gonna accumulate all the points from all the 3 quarters at the 4th. Like,
I guess it's because they're doing like the whole whoever wins each quarter gets the 100,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like, let's say, for example,
per quarter.
Yeah, if LeBron's team wins all 3 quarters, then his like whatever it is that they do, they accumulate $300,000, and it goes to whichever organization it is that they would like.
All right, I'm not hating it. Okay, I'm growing in a little bit into it, because I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That kind of makes a little bit more. It incentivizes them to win that quarter and like really go hard. And I
feel like with this, and even I feel like with Kobe passing, and with him having felt the way that he felt about the All-Star game, I feel
these
like
boys are gonna come play.
Yeah, these boys, they're like really gonna come out and play. There's gonna possibly be something really dope.
Make the team?
He should.
Melo making the All-Star team?
Don't make a face like that. He's a fucking Olympic basketball player.
Basketball. Claudia. He's an Olympic gold medalist.
Exactly. That too.
He's a gold medalist. The gold medalist.
That too.
The good old gold.
Why y'all be sleep on Melo? Y'all need to stop
good old
sleep
gold
on
Melo.
Okay. So, back to that. I feel like it's going to make it more competitive. I know that the NBA is going to come up with something that's going to be so wonderful, beautiful for Kobe. So, this year I'm going to be watching because of that specific reason.
All I know is that we got 2 boys in there, Jimmy Butler and my boy Bam. So, Heat gang. We
Heat
coming up.
gang.
Y'all better not sleep on us.
Tyler Hero and Duncan Robertson in the 3-point contest.
In the 3-point contest.
Okay.
And then we got them boys, of course, in the freshman sophomore game.
Hey.
Yeah. So Rising Stars.
Yeah, Rising Stars type.
Love
Shit.
that
Kendrick Nunn.
Basketball is such a good game,
None
man.
better.
Someone told me, they're like, "Oh, I used to play ball." I automatically thought basketball. I didn't think nothing else.
Because there is nothing else.
So then when he said football, I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah, predictions. Speaking of football, Super Bowl's coming.
Super Bowl is tomorrow.
Oh, Super Bowl will be tomorrow. So maybe if you see this one on Sunday, you'll be like, "Oh man, these motherfuckers are smart," or "I should have really priced my bets."
Who you got?
On who I got? Man, I'm from the Bay, man. It even hurts to say, but I'm going for the Niners.
As am I. I'm a Raider fan, but
I like Mahomes. I'm not mad if Mahomes.
Shout out to Mahomes
and Ed Reed. No, the coach.
Andy Reid.
Andy
fat
Reid?
ass. My bad, not fat ass. He's a good guy, man.
That's
I'm
two
like
things
really
that's
not
gonna
doing
get
good
you-
right now. Like,
Two-
I'm not
Ed
doing
Reed is the
good.
GOAT.
I'm not
Two
doing
things
good.
that are gonna get you canceled.
Facts.
Keep talking the way you talking.
Exactly.
That's why Marty's on here.
Truth be told, I'm going for shout out to Marty Sunshine, taking our spots. I'm going for Kansas City because Patrick Mahomes is like the true like quarterback of the future, and I really love his play because he just has like this amazing game. Those no look passes that he does, he just reads like a quarterback reads defense. Deshaun Jackson, Deshaun Watson, the Texans quarterback. He reads defenses. I respect any quarterback that can like read and break down a defense, and like Mahomes is the best of the best when it comes to that, and I'm rooting for him and just all of those weapons that they got over there. One weapon that they got over there that's a low-key sleeper. He was over here in Miami. Shout out to him. Running back, Damian Williams. Yo, I always thought he was one of the fucking best backs we had when we had Ajayi and shit. And like fucking fuck you, Adam Gase, you son of a bitch, you fucking cut Jay Ajayi and you cut him.
And you cut him.
You son of a bitch. That's why you got fired, and you're over there fucking up in the Jets organization. So
Good. Fuck the Jets up.
But shout out to Damian Williams though, man. Like, and it's good to see him out of everything that he went through, him being in the Super Bowl right now. So hopefully he gets that Super Bowl ring though.
I'm not mad at the Chiefs win, and shout out to Mileto. I know he's gonna be full.
Oh yeah, shout out to Melo because I know he loves
with his
Chiefs.
Chief gear. Head to toe. I bet.
Facts.
He probably
Arrowhead.
Yeah, he probably gonna have the socks on and everything. But congrats to both teams. So.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't mad who wins. Really, we're the winners at that halftime show. Shakira and Jennifer Lopez.
I mean,
Shout
it
out
ain't my
to the
team,
two
so I don't care.
Latinas
Thank you, Claudia.
performing for halftime. Gang. Grew up watching them queens, so it's really cool to see them perform at the halftime show. That's what I'm gonna be tuned in. I don't know about the game, but I'm gonna be watching the halftime show and the commercials. What were you gonna say? Because
I'm gonna get canceled. I'm straight.
you were gonna get canceled. What were you gonna say?
He was
What were
gonna
you
say some
say?
shit like, "I ain't hoping for a Janet moment, but I'm hoping for a Janet moment."
I'm trying to see some. I'm trying to see some titty.
You gotta see some. You stupid as fuck.
or a
You
little
gonna
ass
see a
crack.
lot of ass shaking. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
fact.
And some
For
abs.
sure.
Ass and abs. That's all I was going.
Shout out to A-Rod though.
I
Yo,
thought
you
y'all
gotta,
was
Shout
you
out to
gotta,
A-Rod.
homie,
I
and
thought
you
y'all was
and you
gonna
from
say
the crib.
that.
Shout out.
A cap joke.
And who's Shakira with? She's with
I don't know.
I feel like he's like a singer dude. My bad.
I thought he was a soccer player.
Or a soccer player. Well, shout out. Well, not really. Shout out to him. Shout out to
Well,
Shakira.
Shout out to Shakira for always being the truth. Hips don't lie.
Go home, Spit.
Why-
Go home, Roger.
I never knew that she could move like that.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Wyclef needs to come out. If Shakira doesn't get Wyclef, and
He
if J Lo doesn't
should.
get
Pitbull.
Pitbull, yeah. If she doesn't bring out Pitbull
Yo, her and Pitbull
and Mark
got-
Anthony, that would be
her-
cool.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Mark.
What song would they do together though? That No Me Ames, that's not a good song to perform at the Super Bowl.
Come on,
I don't think
man.
they rock with each other though like that.
They rock with each other. They got
They
kids.
got kids.
Come on, man.
Okay,
They
let me
co-parent.
stop.
They co-parent. Yeah.
They co-parent very well. Mark
Yeah,
is
man.
cool as fuck with Rod.
I don't know about cool as fuck, but
Well, that's
Well,
good. Mark's
I
not
wanted to
Mark.
Mark is also cool with Diddy.
I
so-
wanted to update something.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about
I wanted to update something.
This nigga's with an actor.
Kim Kardashian got an Ivy Park package for all of you haters saying that Kim ain't got an Ivy Park package. She got one.
Or saying that like, oh, she finally got it.
Someone said where she bought it from. Do you know what we're talking about, Spitz? You don't
Nah,
know?
man, because I'm like, what are y'all talking about?
Okay,
right now?
so
We talked about it last episode.
Beyonce had. Now I know he ain't really here talking about
I
something.
ain't get down to that part.
I ain't get down to that part. My dog heard the intro.
He thought you always talking about like a park that was like a local
What?
park.
Okay, so Ivy Park is Beyonce's clothing line that she had. Like it's a collaboration that she has with Adidas, and so she was sending out these really big PR packages to a whole bunch of celebrities and social media influencers and all that good stuff.
And they went in on her.
And
Beyonce
she
didn't give her
hadn't
one.
gotten one yet.
Oh, okay.
And she hadn't posted it, so people were like, some people were just like, "Oh, that's funny," you know.
I already know.
Kim hasn't gotten one, and like all this bullshit or whatever.
See, I told you, people don't like her.
I told they don't like her.
I don't like that bitch either.
Exactly.
Like her opinion matters.
Exactly. And so she posted it, I think, recently this week that she had gotten it, and she's like, "Oh, sorry for being late," or whatever. I was telling Hob, I'm like,
She probably had it and didn't want to post it.
No. She had it, but she does the thing that she posts all of the things that she gets, like that people send her. She usually posts it like on a specific day.
Oh, okay.
I told y'all I keep up with the Kardashians.
I rock with him. She's smart. Like, I mean, she's an innovator, so.
Yeah, because that's what she does, because people send her stuff all the time, so she usually just does it on one time. Like, she just posts it one time.
She literally has everybody on the internet doing shit that basically she did, and they hate her for it. Like, I never seen so many women, you know, like
Talk
be
your shit, Spitz.
half naked online, but you know, like sit up there. You got kids. Wait, bitch, you got like 18 kids.
Yeah, worry
like
about your cousin who got an OnlyFans.
The fuck, right? Like y'all got OnlyFans,
bro.
Oh.
Can we talk about OnlyFans pages and how these beautiful queens out here are selling their pages for $4?
These same females are underneath talking shit about Kim Kardashian.
Talking about
OnlyFans, though.
Thanksgiving special. What's the regular price?
Some
$5?
give their
I
soul
got
for
premium
100.
packages. I got premium. DM me for the premium.
Shit.
Motherfuckers.
Some saying 100 and I'll come through. Oh, you look.
100?
I thought it was 40.
Yo, y'all
What happened to the 40?
Y'all be getting pussy for $40?
What happened to the 40?
You
It's
be
20.
getting pussy for $40, Spitz?
Episode over.
That's the price. What you mean?
That's the price.
That's the price. Pussy don't
Pussy
go nothing but $40.
Pussy don't go down.
For $40.
I'm ashamed.
The stock market has plummeted since
Hey,
2018.
No. Let me just be honest with people. I've never paid for it, but I heard that that's the price.
That's the price.
$40?
Yeah, it's $100 for the top notch bitches though.
100.
But bitches is selling
What
that
the fuck
shit for
I'm
the
gonna do
40
with $100?
100, she take a shower before.
Facts.
Oh hell.
I know you heard of Backpage. You heard of Backpage? Heard of Backpage?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Well, if you ever heard of Backpage, $40 special.
Boys and girls.
That's $40 special. That thing on the tray
This
for
has
you.
been Hobbit Spitz.
Had that thing leaking through the bag.
Oh,
Coming through the bag. You can smell that thing through the bag.
Spitz.
Fresh 40.
I cannot. Man.
Woo.
But there is some OnlyFans page that be charging damn near nothing. For, you know, that's kind of crazy.
That is a fact.
Do you know how much time we have left? Are we out of time?
I think we're good, yeah.
You think we're good? Anybody else have anything to say? I know that this episode was like Kobe, like it was basketball.
Yeah.
Updated you guys on the NBA All-Star
NBA
game.
Finals. All of a sudden, this is a sports podcast.
Yeah,
Because
Kobe inspired us to just, you know,
We got
sport it
prostitute
out.
statistics
No, we talked about music a little bit, and we told you the market on
on pussy.
on pussy. So
Oh wait,
We gave y'all the value of pussy.
we gave y'all the game.
Oh my
So what else do you want from
God.
us?
I'm just saying. We saving y'all some money.
God.
We talked about Kobe and didn't cry.
For those of y'all who are out here for Super Bowl weekend,
Remember, if she give you a price, wait, they said 40 on that show. I heard 40.
do not call it lacking. Yet they're giving you these out of towner prices. Do not
Facts.
settle.
that is a motherfucking fact. I promise next episode we're gonna teach you something. I promise something. I'm gonna get it right next episode. No, honestly, like this episode was just one that I wanted to have the boys on because of the untimely passing of Kobe Bryant. I felt like they would bring a different dynamic to, you know, this feeling, especially being, you know, dudes that just love him and admire him and, you know, fell in love with basketball, watching him. So I definitely wanted to bring you guys on for that. And of course, some other shenanigans that goes on, of course.
Anytime.
I'm trying to see if is there anything else that you guys wanted to bring to the table, or
I think after that pussy. No, I'm kidding. Damn, I was gonna say something. Yeah, forgot.
This past week was Rick Ross and J. Cole's birthday.
Happy birthday to those.
Happy
both
birthday
Since
to the
we're
real one.
recording
To the
on
real.
Saturday, yesterday, Lil Wayne dropped a project.
Funeral.
And so did Russ. And
so the Currency, I believe.
Yo,
They're saying that Currency's going to drop.
Yo Gotti. So we're probably most likely
We're
going to
gonna
talk
have
about those projects
a
next
lot
week.
more music. Yeah, especially that Russ project. He dropped the trailer. I loved it because he was like on some Jon Snow meets the Grey, that movie with the wolf, because he's over there at the fucking in the ice. But his album's called Shake the Snow Globe or Snowball or Snow Globe. So I don't know. It's an interesting title. I wonder where he's taking us with that.
Shout out to Currency. We're going to have him on the show.
Yeah, Currency's going to be on the show soon.
Thanks.
You know, we're going to have Noriega on the show soon. DJ FN's going to come through too.
Again.
Because we officially part of Drink Champs, if y'all didn't know.
That's a fact.
Did he cut the check?
Dang it. There was something that I wanted to say.
Oh, man. And shout out to Fab sharing that story about Solange. I don't know. I saw that.
Oh,
that was super
funny.
funny. Shout out to Claudia. Also sent me Styles P talking about the Yonkers. And I loved it because I love the way how he spoke so well, so highly, made the most sense. I felt like I didn't hear everybody else.
Yo,
but
he
like,
schooled the hell out of
he
me
was
too. I
schooling
was
me,
just
like how he was giving it up.
That's
I
that
was just like,
gentrification shit we
damn,
talking about.
yeah,
I don't know if I said it correctly, but
gentrification.
Yeah,
This
that's
man
that
said
shit.
Jennifer Lopez.
I was thinking about them hips.
You're not supposed to laugh.
I said Jennifer Lopez.
This man said Jennifer Lopez.
Talking about
Think about Jenny on the block.
gentrification.
Oh, I saw Bad Boys for Life. If you have a chance to see that in the theaters, go ahead and see it. You know, some of our legends, you know, Will and Martin. So
quick, real quick.
the Bryson
Martin
Percy got up. Oh, my bad.
Martin is the GOAT. He did a movie with Will and he did a movie with Eddie Murphy. And I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, yo, I gotta bring that up to you. Glad I'm bringing that up to y'all right now.
I
Yo,
love that
he's the
movie.
fucking GOAT.
I love that movie. Life.
Him
And Eddie Murphy.
Facts.
That movie is hilarious.
Facts.
Because
That is a good movie.
you also have Bernie Mac in there. You have Anderson. Anthony Anderson before he's Anthony Anderson.
Right. Facts.
So it's like, and there's
All-star cast.
All-star cast.
All-star cast.
And they did an exceptional job on the way how they did that whole the whole story in the screenplay for that one.
He's
a GOAT.
He's the GOAT. Like literally I didn't really realize how funny
We all gotta play it.
Martin is the show in exact. And I was just like, yo, he's like he should be talked about more as the GOAT. And we don't really even speak. Yeah, we don't even speak that.
He also talked about like Okay, let's.
I'm sorry. Go.
He also talked about like how he doesn't like to do press and stuff like that. So who knows if that has to do with it because he didn't do that interview to get that exposure. So that brings him up more. Yeah, he definitely. I think he's part of that.
Even
that rock.
Sorry to cut you off,
yeah,
but even the whole Tisha Campbell thing, like the whole
Didn't they clear that up?
Well, the thing is like they were insinuating that he was stalking her and he had to get a restraining order on her and stuff like that, right? That's true. It is true. But it was because of the husband, the ex-husband that she's now divorced to. He didn't like none of those things. He didn't like none of that shit. You get me what I'm trying to say? Like, so like his whole thing like was getting into it was
jealousy was getting
into their marriage and stuff and their work. So like so that was a part. Like they didn't get too much into that, but that that's what was really going on. You get me? And he didn't even speak on that. Like he just let it fly. He let everybody have their own opinions and make up all kind of fucking stories and shit.
Where else you guys are gonna go to get this Martin Lawrence appreciation?
For real,
only here,
bro. But shout out to him because
that's true, man. He is the GOAT. He go ahead, Claudia.
No, I mean,
I have nothing else to say.
He's just. I just feel like he's somebody who's always been funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Like he's just always been funny as fuck, and he's not considered the great because maybe he doesn't do.
But he's not even like a part of that tier because I feel like it's him, Bernie, Eddie, Rock. I feel like it's right there. Even when he did Black
Dave
Knights,
Chappelle won a Grammy.
You know,
that's hard. That's fire.
And Chappelle's a little younger than him, I think, though. So, but like. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder why that is. But Martin Lawrence, man, you know,
It could be what y'all talking about the whole press run thing.
The whole press
Yo,
run.
if you don't run your,
if you don't
you
play
don't
the game,
yeah,
they ain't
man.
gonna let you play.
Look how they play. Look how he played the game with Bad Boys, and look how well it did.
That-
When I was looking at those numbers, and I was just like, only because they did a lot of
They did a lot of press,
They went
and
to the
all of the
rec-
press is great content. I
They
almost
wanted
watched
to
all
hear
of it.
him. They
Yeah,
obviously everybody wanted to hear Will, but majority of the people wanted to hear Martin because they're like, yo, where you been?
where you been? Yeah, and
Like,
there was
what's on your mind?
they
you
ran
know?
the '90s in the in TV. I feel like they still do, just late night or on MTV2. You either watch it, you either got the
Martin or they got
Fresh Prince.
Right.
Those were the two shows back then. You know what I mean? And no disrespect to the other ones like Living Single,
Yeah.
or things like that, to that nature. But that was like those were the shows. You know what I mean? And they were like for kids, but also for
They were like
high school
they were
kids
like
too.
family shows.
Yeah. But like you weren't too young or too old for those shows. I felt like
That's a fact.
and still never. It's still you're not.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure.
Oh yeah.
We can keep going, and I almost did keep going.
Yeah.
Really?
Kyrie Irving, hold your head, man.
Hey, man. Honestly, I saw him do a post game interview. I
post-it.
was really happy to see him play. Honestly, like, shout out to all the basketball players who played on Sunday, who played on Monday, who have played any this whole week, because I don't know, like, that must be so hard.
Especially
And
those who
I've
knew him.
never seen so many grown men cry in my entire life, and just to see men be that vulnerable and not be afraid to do it, or like, just be themselves in that moment. Y'all
Be
know
vulnerable.
that, yeah, be vulnerable. Like, y'all know that I love, just as much as I love empowering women, and our feelings matter. I feel the same way for men. I feel that men don't get enough of that, and that's something that taught me something the most, is that it doesn't matter how strong a man is. If his idol or somebody that he looks up to, or his best friend or his mentor or whoever passes away, they're going to feel it. They're going to cry. They're going to be vocal about it. And as women, we need to sit back and we need to just let these men feel the way that they feel. Don't try to understand them. Just let them feel what they're feeling. You know what I mean? Because we can never understand fully what it means. I can never, even another woman who possibly feels the same way as Kobe as I do, me and her can never understand how one another feels for Kobe, just like how I can't expect to understand what these guys are going through as far as this goes. And this is just like anything, because one can lose a friend, one can lose an uncle, a family member, etc. And it doesn't mean that you can't be vulnerable. So that's something that I do want to say and applaud all of the men that I know, all the men in the NBA, even the coaches. Like, I saw Doc Rivers cry. Like, this is a man who I saw coach the Celtics into a championship, and he's crying. Like, this is this I have always considered Doc to be a rough, tough, coach, and
Militant.
I'm seeing him cry. Yeah, a militant coach, and I see him crying on national television, and that to me just spoke so many volumes. So men, don't be afraid. You can cry, you can be emotional, you can express how you feel.
And also that helps us other men, to either know it's okay or help us express feelings, because sometimes we don't know how either vulnerable or how to be in that space. We might think, oh, that's some sucker shit, or even on some Kobe shit, like push through it. You know what I mean? Because even that, like, you start crying and then you just be like, Kobe wouldn't want you to cry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
was-
and like before that tear really drops in your eye, you're like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta go. We gotta keep on going. And just to show you guys that we gave you probably 2 hours. We went double hard this week for you guys. Just to show you that mama mentality is present here at the Ambition Hour podcast. And I don't know if I'm gonna be on next episode, but there's a picture that was shared on my timeline. Maybe we could get to. It's called The Good Wife's Guide, and it's an article post World War II, and the things that were said, or at least what was supposed to happen in the household. It starts off with like, have dinner ready, plan ahead, even the night before, to make sure he has a delicious meal waiting for him. It's just really interesting. We're going to go a little bit more in depth. I want to share it with Claudia, see what she thinks about it, because it's pretty crazy as far as where we are now with women, and not saying that this is what they should be doing, just be good housewives. It's just crazy how this was women talking to women back, basically, and how and how their self-worth wasn't like as where it is now.
I mean, but the thing was crazy, and now this is just turning into something else, and I'm gonna wrap it up here. Is that there are some women?
But wait, I have something. No, I'm kidding.
No, wait.
All right, y'all some ish.
Slick
I'm
right
done with y'all.
That's slick right there.
Okay, so something that that women do still is if, like, for example, if there is a woman who decides to not have kids, or who maybe doesn't do womanly duties and etc., they look down on them. They're like, oh, well, you're not woman enough because you don't X, Y, and Z, and that needs to stop as well. I know men do it as well too, like, oh, because if you wear, like, if you use a bag or if you use some shit, then you're not manly enough. And I was seeing recently, and now this is gonna start something else, but I'm not gonna start it. I was recently seeing that if you're a man and you're dating a girl that is bald or has a short haircut, that you're gay, and I just want that to stop ASAP.
Oh, we gotta talk about that next episode.
Yes. With that being said, this is your girl Claudia Renee on your airwaves. They be thick as fuck. We're having spits.
Hey,
shoot, no. Oh, and shout out to the fine ass teachers too. Them real dick teaching my second.
Shout out to the bald thickies.
Sounds nasty.
This is the Ambition Hour podcast. Oh shit! And for the 105th time, we are.